Come on. Aswand, Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Yeah, see ya. First of all, appreciate all the concern, all the people that reached out via social media, hit the like button or commented. The faces, you can see the trip and fall I had yesterday. The swelling's going down considerably from yesterday. Still obviously noticeable, but is what it is. Still doing what I got to do to continue to serve, continue to do my work, the thing I have committed myself to doing day in and day out. All right. So today we're going to talk about what I planned on talking about yesterday before I took this catastrophic fall that has my face looking like this. That is let's get into the Stefon Diggs trade. The Steph recently, major news for this week, recording this April 6, 2024. And the major news throughout the week has been hometown hero, a guy. Listen, before I even go any further, I got to tell you this. Love Stefon Diggs. Love everything he's about. Love it all. I mean, he is White Oak Warrior, program I play for, between the White Oak Warriors and the Good Counsel Falcons. He's White Oak Warrior, Good Counsel Falcon royalty. I mean, everything that just the fact that he is a part of the major conversation is a huge win, not only for myself, but for the organizations that I've been a part of as a kid, from the White Oak, just Good Counsel, the whole way we came in. Not only that, but he chose to stay home in Maryland. He could have went anywhere, and he decided to play his college ball at the University of Maryland. Puts the city on the map. He puts the DMV on the map, and I'm so happy that he's part of the national conversation. He's considered to be the best, if not the best, definitely in the top 5, top 3 wide receivers in the National Football League, and that's a huge accomplishment, especially coming from an area that's primarily known for our basketball talent. We never really used to get a lot of respect from the football perspective. So love that he's a part of the conversation. However, at the same time, I got to give my analysis. I got to give my honest critique about it, just based on my knowledge of the game and how I understand the game to be. And that is wide receivers. I'm saying this very clearly. Wideouts are very, very replaceable. All right. You're wideout. You are very replaceable. Doesn't matter how great you are. Wide receivers, historically, doesn't matter where you're talking, like whether you're talking youth, whether you're talking high school, whether you're talking college, whether you're talking professional. Historically, if you really look at the facts, your wide receiver cannot be the best player on your team, all right? They're very, very, very replaceable. Let's go back to the historics, the greatest receiver that has probably ever played the game, in my opinion, the greatest, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion as well. Randy Moss, the greatest first ballot Hall of Famer, certified motherfucker. I mean, his whole name is a damn verb. People now to this day use the term "you got Moss" because of that bad man, Randy Moss. Again, the greatest wide receiver to ever live, has 0 Super Bowl rings. He played in 2. He has 0 Super Bowl rings. And in fact, if you really want to go deep into this lesson now, his the first Super Bowl appearance, he had to get traded. He had to leave the original team that he was on, which was the Minnesota Vikings. He left them and then went to Oakland. And then he needed Tom Brady. He needed that structured environment that the Patriots had back in 2007. And they went undefeated. Understand, they went undefeated all the way to the Super Bowl. And the reason they lost that Super Bowl is because the New York Giants had a better defensive line. And it did not matter how great of a receiver that Randy Moss was when Tom Brady was laying on his back, right? It did not matter. And that brings me to the point of bringing this to your attention. If you want to build a winner, on the football field, you got to develop, in your front 7 has to be dynamite. You have got to focus more on your front 7, whether it's offense or defense, your linebackers and your D-line, quarterbacks, your offensive line, and your tight ends. Those need to be the focus of any great organization, any great team that wants to win Super Bowls. Understand, if you want to just look at more of a recent example, you could look at even Tyreek Hill. All right, Tyreek Hill has been, again, statistically, if I'm not mistaken, has been the best wide receiver in the National Football League. He's still putting up incredible numbers, but none of that mattered when he ran into his former team this past year when they had, can you think of a greater opportunity for you to prove that you're really a difference maker, you're really that they really made the wrong decision, then you getting to play against your former team in Kansas City and having the opportunity to, move on and defeat the former champs, and the Miami Dolphins get their ass kicked in Kansas City for that Super Wild Card weekend. And not only that, the Kansas City Chiefs trade Tyreek Hill. And if you think about it, let's put the perspective. Let's think about the perspective of how everything happened. The Kansas City Chiefs end up winning 2 Super Bowls without Tyreek Hill. All right, without Tyreek Hill. And if you want to go back, and because I went to school in New York, there's OBJ, there's Odell Beckham Jr., and there's now Stefon Diggs. You can add to that list. When it comes to building a winner, here's the point. Here's the point of me rambling on and making sure I bring this to your attention, is understanding that the skill positions come a dime a dozen. All right, the skill positions come a dime a dozen. If you're a young wide receiver that's listening to me now, here's the takeaway. Here's what you have to take away from this entire conversation, this entire concept is, when I turn on the film, when a college coach turns on the film, or any recruit, any scout turns on the film of you, is it going to be clear based on the way you come off the ball, whether you're going to be receiving the pass or not? Is the play made for you based on how you come off the ball? And basically meaning, do you affect the run game the same way that you would affect a play or pass game if the play was designed for you? That's the difference. Because if you're only coming off the ball, if you're only doing things 100% when the play is designed to go for you, then you got a problem. Then you could be very much replaced. However, if you're that receiver like I even put people like a Travis Kelce in that receiver conversation, people like Gronkowski, who can go from tight end, who can go play some slot, or even, not even a Gronkowski or a Kelce. Those are more so, prototypical tight ends. And those, by the way, those are specifically who quarterbacks, those are their best friends, by the way. There's basically the national conversation about this whole Stefon Diggs thing has been about how, Josh Allen is losing somebody, and losing the greatest thing that ever happened to Josh Allen, when, again, I completely disagree with that. I believe that the best friend to a quarterback is his actual tight end. But if you really want to make sure you are affecting the game, instead of looking at yourself as a receiver, start looking at yourself as an athlete. Start looking at yourself as the Deebo Samuels type guys, or even the Christian McCaffrey guys that can, jump in the slot a little bit, play a little running back if need to, can make you very flexible as a play caller. But if all you can do is be a wide receiver, again, you are very, very replaceable. And there's so much competition. There's competition in every position when you get to that level, but there's so much competition that isn't even playing the game. All right, you can go to a track meet and find guys that are just, pure speed guys. You can get them with the right receivers coaches, you can get them with the right trainers, you can get them with the right people, and all of a sudden you give it a few weeks, they're going to become great. They're going to become great receivers and things like that. All right, so understand that. And again, like I said, Stefon is from the hometown, and I love the fact that he's part of the national conversation. But it brings me to a bigger conversation that I have to have with you guys, and understanding that wide receivers are very replaceable. And make sure, if you're building a winner, if you want to build a winner, and this is true in the business world as well, if you want to build a winner, make sure it's your front, what we call these people here in the Move Swiftly world, it's those front team workers. Make sure you're building that foundation the right way, versus just getting the guys that have a great deal of skill. We call the receiver type people, we call them skilled workers here in the Move Swiftly world. That's the acronym: skilled, well-informed, front team, lift yourself, add your LY. All right. Main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, makeyourmove.com. That's makeyourmove.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand, Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker. Check it out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.